Hi guys, welcome to the Beauty School. My name's Candice. This video we're going to cover a bit of pre-made and pro-made fans, something that's quite new to the industry and it's definitely developed over the years in terms of quality, and I'm finding a lot of lash techs are resorting to working with pre-made and pro-made fans. It does make life a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, and ultimately you can get more clients in because you're working faster. So what is the difference between a pre-made and pro-made? How I remember this is with a pro-made, I just think pro as in professional. Pro-made is created by hand. So it is someone ultimately creating these fans on their own. The difference between a pro-made and a pre-made is done in a factory. With a pro-made, so handmade, it is made, dipped in glue, and then set aside. So this can be put in a loose tray like so, or it can be done on a tray as you would buy your usual pre-made fans like this. So pre-made or pro-made, it doesn't really matter. It can be in either way, but just remember a pro-made is made by someone by hand and a pre-made is made in the factory. So working with a pro-made, it has to be pre-glued so that the base stays together. So when you go to apply it, you're going to re-glue it, so you've got double the amount of glue, which then can make the base a little bit thicker, which then retention sometimes can be compromised if it's too thick. The good thing is about a pro-made is that the base can be more pointed than that of a pre-made, so you've got a bit more of a finer base, so you're not going to get that clumpiness in terms of a square or pointy base. A pre-made one is, the negative is that it's made in the factory. Sometimes you can get more of a bulky base. The good thing about a pre-made is that it is structured in that the base is together because of heat, so it's not pre-glued, so it's only been glued once before you put it on the lash. The other things you've got to factor in is if you want a short stem or a long stem. So when you're first starting out using pre-made or pro-made fans, I would suggest using a long stem because you might find it hard to get it to the base of the natural lash, being that it feels a bit more structured. Sometimes it can feel a little bit more thicker. It's quite hard to sort of wedge it in. So start with a long stem, which will give the lashes maybe a little bit more of a natural look, and then work your way to a short stem. So the lashes are sort of fanned out from the very base, which does give it a bit more of a fuller, you can go a bit more mega vol with a short stem. It is just slightly a little bit harder to work with. So on the forehead, I've just got a pre-made fan and a pro-made fan, just to sort of show you that there's not a lot of difference. What you will find is that a pre-made, being that it's made in a factory, is all very similar in terms of the fan itself. Whereas a pro-made, being that it's handmade, you might get variations in the way that it's created. So when working with your pre-made and pro-made fans, the angle that you apply is super important. So the fan itself is a little bit more rigid than a handmade fan. So you want to make sure you come in on an angle where the base attaches first and that you go up and down the lash just to attach it a little bit more securely. If you're having issues with pre-made or pro-made fans, it's probably because of this step. If you're finding that the bases are lifting, the client's having no retention, or that they're getting discomfort because it's that lifted base is sort of irritating the skin, it's at this point that you need to adjust what you're doing. So come in on an angle where it's sitting flush, the base is flush with the natural lash, give it a bit of an up and down wiggle, so you're sort of spreading that glue along the natural lash line, and then secure it at the base. And that will help with retention and a proper application for your pre-made and pro-made fans. So if you like that real sort of structured, all the fans looking exactly the same, maybe pre-made is for you. If you like a bit more of like a messier sort of fluffy look, maybe a pro-made is for you. You can get all different thicknesses in your pre-made and pro-mades. I like to work with a 0.07, sometimes a 0.05, and I usually get a mixed tray. And if I find that I use a lot of 10s, 11s and 12s, I tend to get the trays just of that. Have a little play around, see what works best for you. But just know that pre-made and pro-made is generally where I'm finding the industry is going. So don't find that it's, you want to sort of refrain from working with them, because it does really help in terms of time, quality, and it helps with also your own body and how it's feeling. You're not there forever lashing because it's just cutting down that time slightly. There's nothing wrong with working with pre-made and pro-made fans. When you are starting out, I highly suggest that you master creating your own fans, because there is going to come times when you run out of your pre-made and pro-made fans and you've got to make them on the whim. So make sure you master that first, then resort to working with your pre-made, pro-made. Find some good quality lashes, brands that you like to work with, and incorporate that into your lashing, because you'll find that time really goes a lot quicker and you're not there forever trying to create these fans. So have a little play around, see what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button, you press that notification button as well, you subscribe. And please, any comments, questions, we're always here to help and we love your feedback. So thank you for watching. See ya.